There was boots on the ground in New England by DeAndre Hopkins.
Ooh.
D-Hop went up to New England. Now, he went to Tennessee. He saw Tim McGraw.
Yep.
He was in a Sprinter van with his jersey, welcomed him to town.
Cool.
Him and Vrabel put boxing gloves on and punch each other in the face.
Spar.
It was just like a great trip. He gets out of that building. I go, whoa, let a guy out of the building. What does that mean? Then, all of a sudden, he's going up to New England. He gets out of that building as well, even though him and Bill Belichick reportedly met one-on-one at the end of the visit. Well, I would assume he would meet one-on-one with Bill Belichick, but that was kind of stated that they probably laid out expectations, and we don't know if he has any other visits. What do you think happened with D-Hop going to New England? And is it normal for guys to get out of the building and just kind of reassess after a visit in this particular type of situation?
Well, we know this. Everybody's on vacation, so there's no urgency on D. Hopkins' part. I do know this. He's looking for a contract similar to what Odell Beckham got, which is $15 million with the potential to go to $17 million if he hits some incentives on a one-year deal. Will he take less? I don't know. I think that's partly the reason why he left Tennessee. I know Tennessee wined and dined him, Pat. They did a tremendous job.
Hell
The
yeah.
problem is, if you're wine and dining somebody, don't fly them on Southwest. I think you got to put them on a first class.
Whoa! They're building a new stadium.
That could set the visit off on the wrong foot, if you will. And nothing against Southwest. Look, I fly it all the time.
There's a lot against Southwest. I mean, there's a lot good
But
for
if
Southwest,
you're
too.
flying, if you're recruiting, I would not do that. Put that in a note. Make sure you make that. As for New England, New England signed Smith-Schuster. They've got an inside. They signed Gesicki. I think D-Hop at this point in his career is really suited for the inside receiver role. This is a guy who's going to get you 60 first downs a year. He's never going to take the top off the defense. He's always covered. But he's got incredible eye-hand coordination. He's got incredible balance, and he catches the ball. I think the issue is, will he practice? Can he practice? What is his health like? And what does it do to the team? And then you add in the contract. I think this is going to take some thought before it happens. I think, most of the time that I've been around the league, when players go on visits in airplanes and visit teams, they're looking at their market. Dalvin Cook hasn't taken a visit. And my understanding is he believes he'll make $9 million a year, a 2-year deal at $18 million. Where? I don't know. But he thinks he has that, or at least his agent thinks he has that. So for me, the only time you take trips is when you're trying to drum up interest.
Okay, so drum up interest, let other people know that potentially you are looking around. Both those teams, though, have history with D-Hop, which I found was interesting. Obviously Bill O'Brien, tea kettle.
Yep. Yeah, tea kettle Bill.
Mm-hmm. Tea kettle Bill O'Brien, and obviously there was a lot of stories out of Houston when Bill O'Brien, how you doing? When Bill O'Brien was the GM, the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the lead counsel, the PR, the publicity, I think he was the publicist as well.
Yeah, head publicist.
The only thing he wasn't was the FCA advisor, because that was
Jack
Easterby. Yeah, so Bill O'Brien had every job, and there was obviously a lot of bullshit. He is a part of New England. They bring in D-Hop. Mike Vrabel coached D-Hop down in Houston. They bring him in. So, when you said, will he practice, can he practice? I know that was a narrative, but it seems like guys that have been around him are the only ones really bringing him in at this stage. Do you think that's a real conversation that's taking place, though?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people trying to uncover what is true and what's perception and what's reality, right? Like, what are we dealing with here if we sign him? And what does this look like if we sign him for our football team? Look, he's going to help a lot of teams. There's no question. He's going to get first downs. And he's typically very good in the end zone. I mean, over his career, Pat, he's averaged 12 every time he scored.
Holy shit. Is everything okay? You tell us.
No, I think we're good. No, I think we're good. He averages every 12 catches, he averages a touchdown, which is fairly good, right? Yeah. But I think it's got to be the right role and in the right situation. I think if Tennessee, which they could use them. Look, Tennessee's going to run the ball. Here's an interesting thing about Tennessee. Tennessee has not done anything with Ryan Tannehill's contract. He has a huge paragraph 5, I think $25 million. If you were looking to create cap room, that would be the first guy you go to.
What's paragraph 5? What's that mean?
That's your base salary, okay? So what often happens is when you want to lower a guy's cap number, you see he has $10 million or $15 million that he's going to earn during the season. You guarantee that, and you divide that out, and that lowers the player's cap number. That's when players get their contract guaranteed, is because their paragraph 5 can lower it to allow more cap room. Tennessee has not done that with Tannehill, which tells us that they're probably going to look for a quarterback next year, whether it's Will Levis or someone else. So I think, to me, what they need to do is try to enhance their receiving core. They're still going to run the football. The Spears kid from Tulane's outstanding to go along with Henry. Their offensive line should be better. I would not count out the Titans. I mean, they're a good defensive team, and Vrabel's a great coach. If they got Hopkins, that would help them a lot.
Yeah, especially after losing A.J. Brown and the way that they did. New GM, you know humans are the ones making these decisions, and humans have egos, emotions, pettiness, everything. That's who. Awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome that's how Patrick Mahomes handled that. But new GM, right? If you remember old GM, what we all think potentially was the kind of beginning of the end there is draft night when they trade A.J. Brown, and Mike Vrabel actually goes, this motherfucker.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like, actually, you remember that? That was his actual, and then he goes to the back of the room, and it's like we're watching Big Brother almost, and he forgets he's on a reality TV show, and all of a sudden he remembers, and there's like a full, then I'm going to go sit back down, and then obviously that GM's fired. Vrabel's still in town. Okay? New GM, like, all right, well, how do I make up for that? Bring in another weapon. It feels like could help them. And with humans involved, seems like a move they could make. But he saw Tim McGraw and he still left town.
That's right.
So,
no one does that.
You tell me.
That tells you it's all about money, right? It's all about the green stuff. When the guy comes in and everything's going good, it's got the contract. That's why guys don't take visits anymore. When we first started free agency in 1994, everybody was taking visits. There were limos. It looked like a recruiting weekend at Penn State. Now they're not doing, now it's all phone calls and making deals.
Back then.
All right, Connor has a question for you. We're not going to, I want to let you know what you did there, Lombo, though. You really went like this whenever you said Penn State at all the schools that could have been. When you said Penn State like that, boy, we almost all came in. We almost.
1994.
Anyways, Connor has like a year ago, we probably spend a good 20 to 30 minutes right now
100%
on what you just said. But your brain's too good and there's too much shit we have to talk about on this Friday to wrap up this week. Penn State, though, was an aggressive decision. AQ Shipley's watching right now thinking to himself, can we move on? Can we move on,
and
please?
Not to mention the professor that was sent into the group chat recently, but again, not the point.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, just
They're
happened.
just stacking things.
Yeah, they are.
So, like, you didn't even know this, but, like, Penn State is just stacking stuff for whenever you say something like that for us just to come in and be like, oh, Happy Valley.
I'm sorry. I could have put another school on. I'm sorry. It's just up the top. I see the Penn State flags here in Ocean City all the time. It was on the top of my brain.
Okay, yeah, how could you not? I mean, there's a lot of Penn Staters out there in Jersey, and we respect that. Anyways, Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Lombo, you mentioned the D-Hop one-year deal similar to OBJ. Is that a selling point with Bill? Because it feels like very rarely does Bill bring in top talent and only sign him to a one-year deal. The last one I can think of was Revis in 2014. Is that something that might be the issue here and why they can't get a deal done? Because Bill wants him for multiple years?
No, I think it's a lot about the relationship in terms of what it's going to look like as, how does he go to Smith-Schuster and say, hey, I paid you this, but I'm going to triple this guy's salary. I think a lot of it is within the confines of his salary cap and how that affects it. They do have a ton of money next year. They will be one of the teams in the National Football League with a lot of cap room going into the 24 season. So they could borrow some of that cap room today and use it if they wanted to. But I think this is more about, is that worth it? The Beckham contract doesn't mean it's right. You don't have to copy that. Is that the right deal? And I think time will declare the market. And that's what usually happens is water seeks its level and the value of the player will find its level over time.
And the cream rises to the top.